Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Just a little thought for the prophets. This is specifically to Hank Kunneman. I think it's Kunneman. Please pardon me. I think I've been messing his name up the whole time I've been saying it. It's Hank Kunneman from Omaha. And I know that he knows that we talk about him because he mentioned it on one of the shows. Now, whether he was addressing me, I'm not sure. But what I want to say to you, Pastor Kunneman, with regards to prophets, remember the story of the prophet Shemuel. You probably call him Shemuel, the Hebrew name. He was angry because he was the prophet of the Most High Yah. And you say the Lord, okay? But the Most High Yah, Yahuwah. Some scholars, theologians say Yahweh, okay? But Yahuwah. He was the prophet of Yahuwah. And he was angry because Israel wanted a king. And so he felt rejected because he felt like that the nation of Israel was rejecting him. But here's what I want to say to you and to all the other prophets that feel rejected. If that be the case, then why don't you look at it the way the Most High sees it? Because the Most High says, if in fact Donald Trump, as you all are convinced, is God's chosen man, and the people rejected him and chose Biden, so just as the prophet Samuel was instructed by the Most High to not take it personal, because they are not rejecting you, but they are rejecting the Most High Yah. All right. So my word to you is, don't take it personal. All right. If the nation selected Biden and that's what they want, the Most High is going to give the people what they want. All right. Now, all of this election fraud, mass election fraud, voter fraud, Dominion voting machines, and all of that. Irregardless of that, if Donald Trump was the Most High's choice, none of that would have mattered, because the Most High would have exposed it. Matter of fact, it wouldn't even have gotten that far. They wouldn't have gotten to the point where they had to contest it in the courts, because if he was the choice, regardless to what people in the system do, whatever the Most High says, he doesn't need any help from the court system. He doesn't need any help from the church. When he created the heavens and the earth, and he said, "Let there be light," he didn't go to no council and say, "Is it okay if I make light?" When he said, "Let there be the waters to divide the dry land," he didn't go to the Supreme Court and say, "Can I do that?" So my point to you is, and to all the other prophets that feel slighted and disrespected and hurt or frustrated or angry, look at it from this perspective. Like I said, I'm just going to repeat it. If you feel like that the people rejected the choice, the chosen one, Donald Trump, then look at it from this perspective. They didn't reject Donald Trump. They didn't reject the prophets. They rejected the Most High, if that's where you believe that he is the Most High's choice. So if the Most High chose, just like the Most High chose David, or you say David, The people of Israel didn't have to make that come to pass, right? Donald Trump, if he is the chosen, and if he believes he's the chosen, maybe he don't believe he's the chosen, because if he believes he's the chosen, you don't have to speak for yourself. Dawid kept saying, he knew that Shaul, the world called Saul, wasn't the chosen one. He didn't battle against him. He said, "Touch not my anointed." So he respected the one that was appointed, elected as king. So the point I'm making is that if Donald Trump is the chosen, if he believes he's the chosen, then take a lesson from the Messiah. He didn't battle through the court system. He's the chosen one. He came to the people, and the people chose that they didn't want him. So the Messiah said his blood, Yahshua the Messiah, you call him Jesus, but Yahshua, the Hebrew Messiah, he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And I'm getting a little choked up here for some reason though. But he said, "Father, forgive them, rather, for they know not what they do." He didn't condemn them to hell. He didn't doom them. He didn't pronounce a curse like who was that pastor? Bob, what was his name? Oh my, I can't remember his name. Was it Bob Reynolds or something like that? Had his church to repeat a confession after him where he cursed everybody who voted for Biden. That's just wicked. But the Messiah said, "Bless them. Bless them. Not curse them." Shaul, who you call Paul, he said the same thing. Yachanan, who you call James, said the same thing. He said bitter water. He said the tongue is an unruly. The tongue is a fire, right? So we want to be very careful as leaders what we instruct our people to say to the people. You cursing people in the name of the God that you serve. How righteous is that? So this Shaul, who you call Paul, says, "Be angry, but sin not." And a lot of times we offend people with words. I think that's in James. He said, "Offended words. He that offended not in words is the same as he is a perfect man." So you all continue to call the Democrats demons, and I look at you and Perry Stone. Perry Stone calls Joe Biden the commander and thief. You're a leader, and people following you from across the globe, and this is the way you represent the God you serve. That's just not called for. But that's all I have. Preferably you'll see this and you'll share this. I'm just a brother who was once in the Word of Faith movement many years ago, and since I've come into the knowledge of the Hebraic covenant, the covenant of Abraham, the true covenant of Abraham, not the covenant of prosperity, I'm prosperous. The Most High has blessed me financially, but not because I'm so righteous, but because I follow the protocols of the laws of the Most High. And so I don't brag and boast on my accomplishments and my success, and neither should you. And I'm not saying that you do, but many people, they put a show on as if, if you're not walking in the prosperity like they are, you're operating in the curse. That's not good. That's wrong doctrine. So that's all I'm going to share. So prayerfully, if you see this message, and share this message to Kenneth Copeland and to all of the mega pastors that got their private jets. I used to have great respect for people like Kenneth Copeland, and I really become very disgusted with how he has gotten so obsessed with this Donald Trump era, and Donald being the chosen man. And it's really sad. I mean, it's really disgusting and frustrating to see the church caught up in that. It's really amazing. It's like a different, the Word of Faith church is like a total different movement than what it was when I was in it 20 years ago. Total different movement. I don't know what y'all got going on, but it ain't good at all. Pastor Copeland, was my spiritual father, apart from my biological father, who was my first spiritual father. But as I grew in the ministry, I considered myself an adopted son of Kenneth Copeland Ministries. So, thoroughly disappointed now at the way it went, the way he's going in the ministry, and I pray that he gets back on track, as well as many of you other Word of Faith churches. You got to get back to where you came from. Leave all this man worshiping Donald Trump alone. Put that out of your life and get back on track. And that's all I have. And talk to you another time.